In the last video, we have discussed about method overloading, what is method overloading, what is polymorphism and how to implement polymorphism in Java. In this video, we'll do the hands-on. Let's start. As you can see in my screen that two classes are written. One is class A and another one is class B. Now within that we'll write two functions. So what are those? Let me say that void print, and within that we'll write system.out.println, and within that we'll write we'll print something. We'll print void print. So we have declared a method that is void print. So we have declared a method void print within our class A. Now we have declared a object of class B. Now if we call obj.obj1.print, if we call the print method, then which one to be called? At first it will check that our class B contains this print method or not. Our class B doesn't contain any print method. Then it will go to the upper class or the super class. Then it will find the print method in the super class. So it will call this one. Let me compile this code. So for compiling this code, what do we have to write? We have to go to CMD. So for compiling, what do we have to do? We have to go to CMD and we have to write javac driver.java. As you can see that we have successfully compiled our code. Then what we'll do? We'll run our code. See, we have run the code and we have got the output. The output is void print. So we have created the object of class B and we are calling the method of class A. Now how to override this method? For overriding, you have to write this method with the same signature. So what do you mean by signature? The parameter we are passing. So how many parameter we are passing here? We are passing 0 parameter. So we'll just copy this thing and we have written the same code in the class B or same method in the class B. So we have successfully overridden our method. So what do you mean by overriding? I am saying this again, that your parent is saying you something and you are overriding that or you are replacing that. So this is basically your overriding is. Now within that we'll write something like, so within that method we'll print something. We'll print void print. So within that we'll add something that is @override. So we have written @override void print. At first it was calling this method, the method of our class A. Now we have successfully overridden the method that is print. Now we'll compile the code and we'll run the code. See, we have got override @void print. So now it's not calling the method of class A, it's just calling its own method because it has found the method in his class body. That's why it's calling its own method. At first, if the method is not present there, it will go to the super class. If the method is present there, it will call that method. So it means our return type, parameter, everything are same. We are just replacing the body. So this is the method body. We are just replacing the command and the body. So this is how we can override a method. See, at first we have got this thing. After overriding, we are getting these things. So we have successfully overridden our method. Now I will tell you one advanced thing, that is annotation. So what is annotation? So if you override any method, then you should put a annotation that is override. If you are using this annotation, it means you are indicating something that you have put a flag that you are overriding this method. This is not necessary that you have to put the annotation, but you can put that. See, we are getting the same output. So this is what method overriding is. In this video we have discussed about what is method overriding and how to implement method overriding in Java and what is the override annotation. I hope these portions are clear. See you in the next video.